I had visited Africa in a very personal capacity. This was more of a public setting. Hundreds of people. This time, obviously, it was a pretty big production and much bigger than I expected.
It was completely overwhelming. I mean, it's hard to describe unless you were there to see hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people just lining the streets of this very small town.
Because, I mean, he's on the national news more than the president is at the moment.
I'm going to go back and tell everybody in America how much I love the people of Kibera.
I thought it would be a waste if we went there and went through the usual travel log without trying to shine a light on some of the issues that Africa confronts.
So one of the things that we're here in front of this van to do today is my wife and I are going to get tested for HIV/AIDS.
He needed a foreign policy credential. What better place for him to get one than the place where his father was born?
The themes are that we're trying to touch on HIV/AIDS and health issues more generally. Economics and trade, corruption, security and terrorism, and the genocide in Darfur.
The people of Darfur who are here in Chad are not going to be forgotten. There are many people in America who care very much about being able to make sure that you can return home.
When you travel there, you get that sense of resilience and optimism and hope among people whose circumstances wouldn't suggest that they have reason to be hopeful, and that's an enormous resource to be tapped into. Kenya is the country of my father, and I feel a deep connection there. I haven't been back in 14 years, so part of my intention, just personally, this gives me an opportunity actually to reconnect and find out what's going on and what folks need. People who live not just in Africa, but in a lot of countries outside of the United States have an unrealistic expectation of what the United States is like, and certainly what people in my position as a U.S. Senator can do. I was concerned while I was there that people didn't get unrealistic expectations. I tried to explain that my role is to help encourage a new approach to how the United States interacts with Africa, that I didn't have a bunch of wads of cash in my pocket to give out and wasn't going to be bringing a whole bunch of public works projects by my lonesome.
His coming here will boost the image of Africans in Europe and world over. People will not just see us as beggars in Europe, but we have not only the physical potentiality, but the mind potentiality, but the brain potentiality. So his coming here is a message, not only to us, it's an inspiration, but to the entire world.
The best thing is that he is a Kenyan and he came back home. No matter how rich he is, no matter the state he's in, came back home to see us.
Obama is a very big person in America, so people are excited. We could not believe whether he can come here.
We want the world to view Obama as the son of Africa who has made a name in the U.S. government. And because of his African links, we want him to help change the U.S. policy towards helping Africans, especially through economic assistance. His stand on AIDS and fight against poverty is most recommended.
So on one level, I think you did have these huge set of expectations that this son of Kenya was a big man.